Divine greetings and gratitude. Welcome back, tribe. I'm super excited to have you here. We definitely do have a lot to discuss right now, and I'm super excited to be here discussing these things with you. If you're new here, my name is Nuna. I am the seer, the poet, the witch, and the writer, and the keeper of the Saiyonan archives. I am known for merging the arts of poetry and magic, and I am known for helping people transcend beyond their pain and their suffering, as well as helping them to heal and expand their consciousness. I choose to do so through poetry, through writing, and things of that nature. So, welcome to the space. As you can tell by the videos that you may have browsed through, that I do a lot of readings and I also do transmissions, and that I'm also going to start giving a lot more of my writings to you and things of that nature. So today's video is really going to be just us kind of going into the transits, well, not the transits, but we're going to be talking about and honoring Pluto and Aquarius. And the way that I'm going to approach this is I'm just going to approach this as a reading, because I'm going to be going to Substack and I'm going to be creating a writing piece that I'm going to leave there to live. And once I have that done, I'll make sure to link that in this video, because that is where the heart of it all will be. The reason why I'm choosing to do it that way is because I know that I do not want to fall into just simply being another astrologer on YouTube or being another tarot reader on YouTube, because that all is interwoven in my work. It's a part of my, how I work my magic and things like that, and my magical process and all of those different elements. But I don't want to fall into that because I know that my path is very unique. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning that is because Pluto and Aquarius is, if you are a Taurus rising, this does have a lot to do with you. Pluto is currently transiting my 10th house, and so I am tasked with allowing myself to completely change the way and revolutionize the way that I show up for people, and doing it in my own distinct way. And it's so interesting because I started off over on Magic of Eden, and I'll make sure to link that YouTube channel down in the description box. I started off over there on YouTube, where I started to do a lot of videos on predictions and astrology and readings and things like that. But I wasn't fully honoring the writing aspect, the poetry aspect. Like, yeah, I had books and things like that, but not a lot of my content was around the books and things that I was writing. In this space, I feel like I'm doing a lot more of writing and bringing more attention to the writing aspect, the poetic aspect, the transmissions and things of that nature, because everything to me is a transmission. The videos and the teachings are transmission through words, and the poetry is a transmission through words. I also do have the Etherium, which is the apothecary. That's where I create handmade essentials made by me to help you work your magic, but to also help you heal, transcend beyond your suffering, and also to elevate your consciousness, to expand your consciousness. So that's the reason why I do have these, and all of it is interwoven. The reason why I'm showing you this is because this is actually the oil that I created for my own Pluto transiting Aquarius in my 10th house, and I made something that was unique to me. Now, I do know that in order for y'all to work with these essentials, I have to do some type of talking to let you know that I know what I'm talking about, and also so that you can obviously trust and whatnot. So I'm going to be weaving the wisdom through Pluto and Aquarius throughout this reading and whatnot, so that you can see. Because not only am I here to be a poet, not only am I here to be a teacher, not only am I here to perform and things like that, which I will, I'm also here to extend my magic and the magic of the planets and the magic of the energies that surround us in things that are tangible for you to keep and for you to do in your, on your own time and work your ritual and things like that. So instead of falling into just being someone who just does other lectures, which I may or may not do, I think I may start lecturing when I'm in like my 40s or 50s. We'll see. I don't know yet. But, God willing, that I make it that far. If whenever spirit calls me to do lecturing, I'll do that. For right now, I just want to focus on giving you the readings, giving you the information, being here, giving you downloads and things in the best way that I possibly can. So if you are here for the readings, please understand that I'm going to be doing a lot of more videos surrounding my writings. Substack is a place where I do write, and you can read my poetry there on Substack, and you can also read readings that I do on Substack as well. So those are really non-negotiable aspects of my of what I've got going on, because all of it is just so important. On to Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto is a planet of, as you know, rebirth, regeneration, sex, power, control, transformation, the subterranean aspects of the subconscious, or the subterranean aspects of our shadows and things of that nature. Wherever Pluto goes, Pluto wants to transform, but before it does, it has to uncover. It has to get to the truth. It has to get to the layers that no one dares to go. It's the underworld. It's the aspect of it. Well, yeah, it's the aspect of the underworld that people may not be able to fully get to because they're afraid of it. So Pluto reveals the fear. Pluto reveals the limitation. Pluto reveals the why you limit yourself in this way because of whatever fear, right? And that is what Pluto does rule. It also does rule you rebirthing yourself, you purifying yourself of these things, these fears that keep you limited, that keep you giving your power away. Aquarius is the revolutionary. It is the architect. Aquarius is the quirky one that says, I like this because I'm unique and things of that nature. But not only is it like that, not only is it notoriously known for being that way, Aquarius is futuristic. Aquarius also does rule the collective. And Aquarius is the sign that says, I detach for the sake of the collective because I'm the humanitarian. And I know that if I approach things from an emotional way, that will get into the way of innovation. I am here to help people to revolutionize their own lives and be the revolutionary and to be the visionary, but because I see things happening in the future. But also I want to point out that Aquarius is an architect. And I say that it's an architect because when you think about Aquarius, the original ruler of Aquarius is actually Saturn. Saturn does deal with structure. Saturn does deal with foundation. Saturn deals with rules, regulations, and things like that, statutes, codes. And Saturn does deal with limits. It deals with responsibility, accountability, and things of that nature. It deals with adulthood, maturity, and things happening over the course of time, so that by the time you get there, you know how to wield that power without using it against people, right? Now, people will be people, right? Souls will be souls, and whatever it may be. People have their own motives and things like that. How that energy plays out depends on who's harnessing the energy. It's not the energy of the planet that you should be afraid of. It is the energy of the person or the individual or the soul that embodies a certain trait in the way that they see fit, right? And it's not necessarily anything to fear. It's just you as the observer. You can observe the way that the energy plays out, but it's not anything to fear. Pluto in Aquarius is the energy that says, these are the things that have pushed us collectively to do certain things. Our power has been taken away. We've been forced to do this. So we felt that we were forced to do this because of how society has been, because of how our world has been. They've had the power, but Pluto in Aquarius now says, I want the power back, and I will bring the power back. Pluto in Aquarius it brings this level of upheaval that is just hard to digest. It's hard to swallow. It's uncomfortable. It's the ugly. It's the shadow aspect of people when they feel that they've been pushed too far. And I feel like with Aquarius brings this shocking aspect because the newer ruler would be Uranus, and Uranus is the planet that rules up, that does rule upheaval. It does rule revolution. It does rule things that when it has gone on too far, it will catch up and you don't know when. It will just happen. And it feels like it happened out of nowhere. It feels like it was just random, but it's not random. It was never random. These were things that constantly happened under the radar. These were things that went undetected. But now that Pluto was there, Pluto says, we're about to push all of that stuff out. And whether you are comfortable with that, whether you decide that you want to listen, it's going to happen regardless. So wherever Pluto and Aquarius is transiting your part, that is the aspect that is going to be revolutionized. And that is where you can rewire and architect your life, or be the architect of your life in that way. It's going to be different for everyone depending on where Pluto and Aquarius is transiting in their chart. For example, if Pluto and Aquarius is transiting your first house, then this is going to revolutionize the way that you see yourself. It's going to revolutionize the self. It's going to completely burn away. It's going to completely dismantle anything dealing with the part of your identity that is not truly who you are, that is not serving you or the collective. So you may go through, if you have Pluto transiting through Aquarius in your first house, you will probably go through an identity crisis. Or that's only if you are resistant to the changes that is happening with who you are. Who you are now is not defined by other people, but you are in a space where you're being called to embody the truth of your individuality. And I feel like your individuality is what's going to show, right? It's going to show in your body. It's going to show on your face. You're going to wear it. You're going to start wearing the revolution. You wear the revolution in your skin, on your face, right? On your clothes, like your fashion, right? Fashion may be something that you may be getting into. You may revolutionize yourself through fashion, through clothing, through how you look and things like that, because people look at you, and then once they look at you, they feel it, right? For some people, you feel them first before you see them, and that's okay. But once people start to see you, they start to see, wow, like you really have changed drastically. Right. And that's just Pluto transiting Aquarius in your first house. For your second house, this has a lot to do with what you value, right? The tangible things you value, the way that you make money. Is it honest? Are you having integrity with the way that you're making money? Have people gotten over on you in terms of, assets and things of that nature? Have you stolen? Has anyone stolen from you? And there's all different things. Have people stolen your value or confiscated, your power and confiscated your ideas when it comes to, making money and things like that? Have you gotten over on people because you felt like you wanted this and you wanted that, so you took it from them and made them feel that they were worthless, right? Because wherever Pluto is, there's a power play at hand, especially when Pluto is squaring off with Saturn. Don't even get me started. But anyway, so Pluto transiting Aquarius in your second house could have everything to do with you understanding the why you value certain things, why you make money this way, why you choose these things, right? Why these tangible assets matter to you. It's the deeply spirited aspect, or I just heard the word gluttony. Like, I'm hearing like the word gluttony. It reveals where you've been greedy. It reveals where other people have been greedy, and it restores that. So anything that was taken away from you, stolen, whether there was like a burglary and things like that, what's coming through as a transmission, as a download, is that will be restored, and it will be given to you in great allotments or greater substantial amounts moving forward in the future, because there was something that someone may have done that where it was not, they didn't do it with integrity, and now that would be restored. I don't know why I'm hearing that, but that could be a message for somebody. If Pluto is currently transiting your third house, it could definitely be the fact that you are starting to understand that you have the power to speak the truth to the people in a way that they can digest and in a way that they can understand. And I feel that because the third house is ruled by Mercury is a planet of communication, bits and pieces of information. It also rules short-term travel and things of that nature. So I feel like with Pluto transiting Aquarius, this could have everything to do with the things that you tell the collective that can help them embrace their own power. It could be what you teach to the collective that can help them get back their power, right? So I feel like, or reclaim their power. It can help them reclaim their power. So with Pluto transiting your third house, this could do with you revealing things to people that they may not be as comfortable with, but you say it in a way where you could be charismatic, or you could say it in a way that doesn't feel as daunting, right? If it's in its shadow, it can say things that are, it could be sneaky, it could be lying, it could be deceiving, it could be, secretive and things like that. It can withhold information, right? It just really depends on how the energy is playing out. But if we're going to use it in terms of empowerment, then this basically means that you speak power into people. You speak love, life, right? You help people to reclaim their power. You help people to get to the root cause of why they speak to themselves in a certain way. You help them to refine their speech in a way that really does help them to think, to help things last more in their life. For example, you know that as a manifester, that your words are always helping you to create your reality, right? So if you keep believing in these things, in the future, you'll have something that just is disempowering. But if you are allowing yourself to speak life, to speak love, to allow yourself to transform through words, through written words and through teaching and things like that, you in turn help others to transform their own lives by helping them get to the wire, to the deeper layers. And I think that's beautiful, right? So these are all different elements of, well, at least the first and the third house. I'm going to go deeper into that in the writing aspect, which is going to be on Substack. Okay. In honor of this video, again, we're going to be doing or talking about or doing a reading based upon or honoring Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto and Aquarius. Okay. So the three cards that are coming up so far, we have the Six of Wands, we have the Justice card, and we also have the Devil card in reverse. Right. Restoration. The Justice card is coming up as restoration. And the Six of Wands is you allowing yourself to claim victory. Wow. These cards are speaking really loud. These cards are loud for you right now. Ooh, the Ace of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck. So planning. Ooh, High Priestess. High Priestess is up in reverse though. Okay. So the fact that you do have here, I just heard the words come out and say it. Like come out and say it. Say the thing that hurts. Say the thing that you keep hidden. Five of Pentacles in reverse is the loss. Eight of Swords in reverse is the revelation. The Devil card reverse is the freedom. And the Six of Wands is you showing it. That is what I'm hearing. Like those are the downloads that I just heard as I'm like looking at the cards. Like that's so interesting, like how that played out. Those are legit the messages that have come through. Like I'm like not even feeling anything else at the moment. Spirit is asking for you to sit with that for a second. So you may want to pause the video and really sit with what I said. Go back and rewind that and then sit with that after you're done. I'm going to move forward in the meantime. So at this point, after you've unpaused the video, we're getting deeper into this. I feel like with the Justice card here, the Justice card does remind us of cause and effect, of course. Justice card says, okay, you've done this and you've been doing this. This is the result of that. This has nothing to do with emotion. This has everything to do with the fact that this is how things played out. These are the things that no longer fit, and these are the things that do fit. So you have a choice. Implement this, take this out, or you won't be able to receive or experience what you want to experience. What you are taking off the scale, what is being taken off is you not trusting in your intuition. You allowing yourself to believe that you are nothing without others. You feeling as though who you are is not enough. And also with the Eight of Swords in reverse here, this is you releasing whatever ideas that you have that you are not worthy or that you can't do it. I feel like you are so intelligent and you psych yourself out of certain things because you're afraid that you won't do it or that it won't come out right. I also kind of feel like this energy where you will procrastinate to the point where you just will talk yourself out of it, or you could be overwhelmed with so much information that you have and you may not know what to speak to, and so you may not even speak to it at all, and you may start doing other things, like you may start fidgeting, or oh, I can go read this book, or I can go do that, knowing that you could be doing something else with your time and energy. And Spirit is asking for you to start anchoring. The Devil card here is loosening up its grip because it no longer has any control. This is free reign, and you are free to show up because that's what's fair. It's only fair that you allow yourself to show up in this way, because when you do, then you start to experience the things that you want to experience. I know that it sounds super simple, but sometimes the super simple things that we hear and we say duh to, we don't even do the things that can help us experience the super simple in the dumb moment, right? So I feel like with that, it's one of those things where Spirit is asking you, what is it that you keep to yourself that makes you feel agitated with the world or with yourself, or that you may not say? I feel like with the High Priestess coming up in reverse here, and I want to turn it up, right, to be quite honest with you, because I want this to be more of an empowering message. Your power, oh my goodness, that's what is, okay. So with Pluto transiting in Aquarius, this is where you start to restore the power to the people. What is being restored, what power is being restored is your power of prophecy, intuition, intuition, self-confidence. Those are all things that are being restored in your life right now. I just heard that you're coming out of being homeless. Like, you're coming out of homelessness. That's what's coming through for this. You're returning your power to the home. You have the King of Swords here. The King of Swords says this is non-negotiable. It is a non-negotiable. I will not allow myself to feel defeated or allow anyone else to mentally dominate me. What's being returned to you now is you not allowing yourself to fall under the mental control of anyone else ever again. Ever. 9 of Swords coming up in upright position. This to me is you realizing that there are some things that you may keep within you that you may not say. And that's the reason why Spirit says speak the unspoken, or speak the things that you don't say, because that's what's going to help you free from this. It's not fair that you're holding on to these things and you keep them in the back of your mind. It's not fair that you do that. And then you have the 10 of Swords here. These are all things that are just being completely rewired, completely purified. Like, this is a purifying time in your life right now, especially with Pluto transiting Aquarius. I'm going to pause real quick. The way that I would work my magic using this Pluto and Aquarius oil is I would use it not only for petitions and things like that. I would wear this on my skin. I would anoint my amulets. I would anoint my pens and my pencils. I would anoint my crown, right? If you're dealing with any type of, trigger warning, if you've been dealing with any type of sexual trauma, oh my God, there's a hawk. Wow, interesting. If you've been dealing with any kind of sexual trauma and you're wanting to take your power back from that, then I would 100% anoint not the genital area, but I will anoint like my navel, and I would also anoint, well, be careful with anointing it, but I would anoint around the navel and then underneath or at the bottom of your belly. Like, I would do that because that sometimes is where we store that energy. We store that. I would do the base, the base of my back. I would 100% do that because that helps you to center yourself, to ground yourself, and it draws power back into this place, and it says you are stable, you are safe, you are secure. Because sometimes we don't feel secure in our bodies after things like that happen, right? And so with working with Pluto and Aquarius, I would 100% do that because it helps you to reclaim power in that space. The way that you use these oils is up to you. I would highly recommend that when you do reserve them, right, that you reserve them with the highest intentions. Like, please, like, whenever you guys reserve the oils in the Etherium, make sure that you are using these with the highest intentions. Okay. Also, Pluto and Aquarius, this oil is going to be working differently for everybody because it's going to be transiting a different aspect of their chart. And when you reserve this oil, I want you to leave your birth details in the chart, leave your birth details in the what is it? I think it's the custom field text. Make sure that you leave it there because it's going to be different. The ingredients are going to be different. And the reason why is because each herb carries a certain energy. And I know for a fact that more than likely the oil is going to come with juniper berries because juniper berries helps to empower and strengthen whoever uses it, right? So that's the reason why I do have juniper berries, but the flowers and things like that and the herbs are going to be different depending on what's happening in your chart, if that makes sense, right? Because Pluto, again, transiting is going to look differently. For example, if you are a Taurus rising, Pluto was currently transiting your 10th house, which is going to be happening for the remainder of the next, 19, 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. That means that you are in a space where you own your individual uniqueness and you allow yourself to transform. Maybe you're transforming in the public eye, maybe your approach to your legacy and things like that. Oh, look at the bird. Hello. So sweet. It was a bird that was just sitting on my on the bush here in front of my window. Sorry, I just got distracted. So basically, yes, with Pluto transiting the 10th house, it could be that the way that you're choosing to do things, you're no longer doing things in a way where people expect for you to, but you do things in the best way that you possibly can. Your career may change and I know that that's surface level things, but on a surface level, right? what you do may change. You may pivot careers completely. You may have been stuck at a job where you did marketing and now you're like, but I really want to be a freelance artist. I don't care about marketing. That doesn't feed my soul. Okay, well, you're going to start doing that and you'll start making more time for that. And then you go full blown in it. But the deeper layer is because your soul is here to express itself through art. Marketing helps you to help other people, but that's not where your soul is, because every time you see an art piece, you feel like, man, I can be doing that. I really want to do that. And there's this soul yearn. And then that's sometimes where deceit comes in, right? Because we tell ourselves, I can't do that. Or we deceive people. Oh, well, I'm with this and I'm doing that or whatever. I don't know why deceit's coming through, but I'm going to roll with it, right? Because the message will come out at some point. You start being deceitful and doing certain things, right? It's kind of like when you should be doing marketing homework and things like that if you're in college, and then your professor catches you doodling on on something, and it's like, how old are you? Like, why are you doodling? Like, what is your problem? Like, here you are 33 years old and you're sitting here doodling in college when you should be doing the work that I'm giving you. Like, why are you here? Like, you're wasting my time. And it's like, it's not about you wasting their time. It's about your soul choosing to do what it wants to do when it wants to do it, because what it really wants is to express itself. You don't feel like being confined in this type of area in your life. And so what you do is you just allow yourself to just do what you want to do what you love to do. And it's not even just about you doing what you want to do. It's about doing what must be done. And sometimes the things that must be done is completely pivoting away from what you believe that you should have been for other people's sake. And I feel like this is the message coming through for someone in their own life. And it also could be because we were talking about Pluto transiting the 10th house, but it just turned into a message, right? That's just what I want to say, because it's like you just end up doing what you love to do. And that's the revolution in your own life. You decide what you want to do. Yes, it is 100% about other people and showing up for other people. But you, the hawk that is soaring above, because I see a hawk right now, it is soaring above and observing, right? You're seeing things from a higher perspective. You're observing. And now that you've observed things from a higher perspective, you say, what I love to do can ultimately help someone else, and I'm going to make a career out of it. But not only that, it is simply my calling. And that's the beauty of Pluto transiting Aquarius in the 10th house, because it's no longer about a career. It's about purpose. And you will be known for someone who has been purposeful. And it plays out differently depending on what energy is there, depending on what planet is there. And if you don't have any planets, well, then the lesson will be learned elsewhere. You can look in the chart to see, where Uranus is in your chart. You can look to see where Pluto is in your chart. That's going to affect you differently. And that's the reason why I mentioned that when working with these oils, it's going to be depending on what is transiting your chart and where the things are. That's the reason why I need your birth time, your birth dates, and your birth location. Okay. Also, do not put anything else in there. Like, I don't need to know what hospital you were born at. Like, don't put any of that stuff in there. You don't want to put anything like that can be leaked. Do not put that in there. Okay. Just put, right? No social security numbers, no nothing. All you would need is a birth time, a birth date, and a birth location. That is it. If you don't have that information and you still want to work with it, I can do a tarot pull for you, or you can just simply give me your birth date along with 12 p.m. Like, we can do that. But I would much rather just you put your birth time if you have that information. Okay. I will make sure to link this down below in the description box, because I'm going to make sure, and also in the comment section, because yes, I'm going to be working with these with you. I'm going to be doing I'm going to do a written aspect of this Pluto and Aquarius and transiting the houses, so that on Substack, that way it will live there. And this is going to be the reading that I do for that. Okay. Again, I'm a writer. I don't want to put myself in a position of being just another astrologer or tarot reader. That's not my calling. My calling is written word, poetry, spoken word, things like that. That is my calling. And also merging the arts of poetry and magic. Okay, you have the Chariot card here up in reverse, and you also have the King of Pentacles in reverse. So it really does feel like there's so many things changing. How you assert yourself, how you choose to move forward, how you choose to move, all of these things are changing. Spirit, can you please do me a favor and explain the Chariot card in reverse? Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Well, you didn't flip the whole deck over. Excuse me. Someone is ready. Okay. the Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Wands is here. So what this makes me feel like is that with the Chariot card, yes, it does have a lot to do with willpower. It has a lot to do with navigating these extremes and allowing yourself to move forward, to travel, Godspeed, light speed, right? But in this instance, it feels like someone is choosing to withhold some type of power. And the reason is because they don't want to fall into competition. They don't want others to feel like they're trying to overpower them. But Spirit is saying is that you don't have to feel that way. Your power is yours. And as long as you wield it with integrity, you have nothing to worry about. There is nothing for you to worry about. The Wheel of Fortune says that it is going to come a time where you are going to have to be faced with people that made you feel like you were in competition with them or with yourself. And at that point in time, you're going to either choose to allow yourself to be free, to let yourself go, to let yourself full blown run. And I'm seeing a horse run across a plane, right? I'm seeing the word is spirit. Okay, the cartoon spirit. Spirit is bringing me to the cartoon spirit. His spirit cannot be broken. His spirit cannot be broken. And it freed itself. It's the embodiment. This has everything to do with the year of the horse. This is bringing me to the year of the horse, even though these are mules here or donkeys. I want to say that this has a lot to do with you preparing yourself, because come the year of the horse, it's going to be about embodiment. It's going to be about sovereignty, and it's going to be about you owning your personal power. We are in the final moments of the year of the snake. And once all things have been shed, we start to become the embodiments of whatever energies that we are left with. And although we can still transform throughout any point in time in our lives, for those of you that are listening to this, then this is your time. So no matter when you're listening to this, you could be listening to this in 2030, right? And this could be your time. Or you could be listening to this, years ahead from now, right? Just because it will be no longer the year of the snake doesn't mean that this energy won't play out, because no matter what, everybody has their time, because timing is not linear. Right. And Spirit is reminding you of that. Timing is not necessarily linear. We use linear time to understand our reality and for certain things, but even that is a form of control. So you're no longer allowing yourself to fight against timing when it comes to other people. That's so interesting, because with the Wheel of Fortune here and the Five of Wands, you are no longer fighting against timing. You're not in competition with timing. If anything, Spirit is asking for you to release that. And that's what's going to be released in your life. I also feel like with the King of Pentacles here, this is you finding another way to make money, finding another way to build, finding another way to allow yourself. Strength card is here. 10 of Pentacles is here. I love that. So yeah, finding a different way to bring in income, finding a different way to bring stability, because the King of Pentacles benefited from the old world. And now that the old world is over, the King of Pentacles now has to either find another system, create another system, really, because this had to do with creating a system that works. But also, the King of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to live off of what I've built, or I'm going to find another way to, be more innovative and, go roll with the current times and things like that in order to build another, to build more. And I feel like financial freedom is something that's coming through for a lot of you if you're listening to this right now. But it's one of those things where you have to allow yourself to not be fooled by success of other success. And this is where you start to define that for yourself, without other people telling you what it looks like. And that's what you have to trust. It may take some time, and I'm here with you. I know, and I love you so much to let you know that it may take time, but I want you to focus. I want you to remember that you are empowered to do what you must do. And I'm going to write a poem for you, and then I'm going to make sure that I post it, or that I read it off to you in a talking head video, but I'm going to write a poem for you. Okay. And I may or may not write a poem for Pluto, in Aquarius transiting the different houses, because I love poetry, and you guys know that I like to challenge myself. And if you don't know, now you do. I'm going to challenge myself to see if I can write a poem for each of those transits. I want to see how that plays out. But yes, please do me a favor and work with me not do me a favor, but make sure that if you want to work with me, that you do so by clicking any of the links that are down in the comment section, because that's where I leave things. Also, you may click any link down in the description box. I know that people don't want to be sold to, and I'm not here to sell to you, but what I am here to do is promote my things, because these are all different things that I have that I have going on, and they're all a part of this intricate web. I give you poetry, I give you readings, I give you insight, I give you prophecy, I give you creativity, I give you tangible essentials. Those are all things that I have to help the collective, and this will be repeated. It will just be repeated. Also, I am on a mission. I want to have my own stage one day. That way I can give to you, for those of you to choose, who choose to read my books and read my poetry and things like that. I want to perform. I want to get in front of you. I want to create these intimate moments. I want to create ceremony and things like that. And I really want to do that because I just really want to create a place where we can all feel, love, dive deep within ourselves through our poetry and things like that. And yeah, I love to give poetic transmissions, and I'm going to start doing more of that on camera. So yes, this has been amazing. This has been beautiful. This has been fun. Make sure that you click the link again to work with this oil. Again, the oils are going to be different. When you choose to reserve it, make sure you give me your birth time information in the custom field text, because the ingredients are going to change depending on what your birth time is and depending on how it's going to impact you. I'll also be sure to, when I send you your stuff, that you'll also get something in the mail that's going to go into how it impacts you and your transits and things like that, like Pluto, and where your Pluto is, where your Aquarius is, and things like that, and how it ties into the transit. So you'll get that as well if you decide to reserve this. So yes, make sure that you pick up some things along the way. I do handcraft my own incense here, or at least I dip them. Make sure you pick that up when you check out. And if there's nothing else, I love you. Check the comment section for the Substack link, and I'll catch you in my next video.